Shut up.
Our technology guy runs the time machine.
It's based on an AOL platform.
You've got your. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wayback Chronicles podcast. My name is Steve McKelkey, and I'm here with my lifelong friends Keith Abbott and Noel Kirsch. As you recall in this podcast, we cover all the greatest events from 1970 to current. This is the 2008 Mashup, episode 2, and we're going to kick off here with Keith taking us through some of the fun parts of 2008 technology. So it's all yours, Keith.
Coming up back in 2008 in September, the Large Hadron Collider, which was the world's largest and highest energy particle collider, went into existence. It started and went operational on the 10th of September, but blew a gasket. It had some issues and was delayed 14 months until 2009. It was a magnet quench incident that caused extensive damage over 50 superconducting magnets. So somebody forgot to flip a fuse, right? So anyway, but that's
They quenched too hard.
Yeah, but it was like, everybody, clear the field. So anyway, pretty interesting stuff.
It quits too hard.
Yeah, we're gonna make a cork. Everybody hold tight.
Everybody hold on.
Yeah,
Start it off.
Yeah, I got your hands, bosses.
Let's get down.
They got a key with like the bunny, the
rabbit foot.
The rabbit foot. They're like, ding.
Yeah, this is
Oh
it.
no!
Oh no! That rabbit foot had metal. It blew it all.
Oh no! Got to go to Home Depot, get a big sprocket.
That's right. That's right. Anybody know how to get that? Did we get that on Amazon yet? Is it available?
In 2008, it was.
I'm sure it was, because we all know. Well, no, that was eBay that they had the broken pointer, right? It wasn't.
Pointer.
So, but maybe they got it off of eBay. Maybe eBay had a broken Hadron Collider. Yeah, sprocket.
Maybe.
So, yeah. So that was back in over the September months. Then we went into, obviously we're moving again still into a lot of social media, a lot of those kind of things. So one of the interesting things was the Pico Pocket projectors, those little handheld projectors that you could take to meetings and stuff, was launched. The 3M Pro 110 projector was launched in October of 2008. So it made business meetings and everything, camping more fun. So you could play movies on your wall. So those were good stuff. But also, in conjunction with that, people were liking to make videos and stuff. I don't know if you all remember, but remember those little flip video things that were little handheld deals that you could just hold, and it was like, it looked like a phone, but it was just totally video cameras. So the Flip Mino HD was the world's smallest HD camcorder, and it was introduced in November 12th of 2008. So big time information or interesting stuff, that all of this social media stuff, we're not all condensed onto our phones just yet, but you can definitely see that's
close.
It's moving that way.
Yeah. And how is it being moved that way? By the USB, because on November 2008, USB 3.0 was also launched at that time, and it could transfer data as a quote unquote super speed USB at up to 5 gigabits per second. And so that's about 10 times faster than the maximum of the USB 2.0. Here's the interesting thing. The current USB, the version 4 or the USB 4 version 2, can transmit close to 80 gigabytes per second. So you think about that, just in 15 years time, that's an extremely a large amount of difference there. So pretty interesting. But again, everybody's trying to keep up with this trend of social media. The camera industry, the Nikon D90 and the Canon 5D Mark II also decided to go where you could do video, not just still. So you had DSLRs that were trying to compete in this market as well. So those were some of the things. And like we talk about, this whole age, and I'm looking here at the top 10 apps of TikTok and all of this age is starting to come into play, where people are starting to capture everything that they see. The smartphones are getting smarter. They're able to coordinate with their 16 gigs of memory, all of these memories, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of neat things happening, and you can definitely tell that it's moving towards what we're doing today and capturing every moment in our lives. So, Yeah.
Yep.
So
everything's documented.
Yeah, there were some other things that came out, but those were really the highlights of technology for 2008. So pretty interesting.
Did you mention that Google launched the Chrome browser for the first time in
I
2008?
No, I did not. I did
Yeah.
not. And this
Oh,
was
that's
also
cool.
interesting in conjunction with that. This was a lot of the year that the what do you call it? The Chromebooks, those little not
Yeah.
Chromebooks, but the
Yeah.
what do you
It's
call it?
Chromebooks.
Is it
Yeah.
Chromebooks? Those smaller
Chromebooks.
books were
Yeah.
launched along with it, making things a little bit easier. In
Mhm.
fact, this year was the first year that personal laptops or portable computers outsold desktop computers. So,
Oh,
and it
wow.
was related to that.
That's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
pretty crazy stuff. So nothing massively like revolutionary, but you could definitely see technology is trending in a
Yeah.
fast-paced direction,
Yeah. Yeah. Very good.
and we can grow plants.
in what may or may not be a salt mine.
That's right.
Yeah.
May or may,
Yeah.
and we will find out from our listeners.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you
we
in
will.
advance. So now what's been fun is watching Steve like crossword puzzle over there, checking off what we've already said and stuff that we haven't. So
He's going to have a total of 2 things to share with us.
yeah,
So
and the
go ahead,
beautiful
Steve.
thing is that he's got some odds and ends that he wants to share with us. So I'm going to turn it over to you, man.
Yeah, so just random stuff from 2008. So starting in the food world. So we all love to have a good meal. So one of the most so these aren't necessarily new foods,
Mhm.
but they are what was considered the most popular, I guess the trendy food. Either they changed how they served the dish, whatever it is. Any guesses what the number one most popular food was in 2008?
Should this be obvious?
Coffee,
Yeah. So yeah, just
lattes.
uh, that's actually
Scone.
cream brulee is on the
Wow.
list.
Oh,
So
Man, I like me a cream brulee.
I don't know if that's
Yeah.
coffee or not. It sounds coffee-ish, but
It's not, but they make creme brulee flavored coffee.
They
So
do.
yeah,
it,
there you go.
You're
it
right up
counts.
there with
Coffee
it.
creamer. Yeah.
There you go.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
what? Well, I'm curious.
So bacon went to the
Oh.
number one spot, and
It's
if you
always
think about
been
like
number one in my heart.
yes, I know, and it's number one on our breakfast plate for sure. But they started serving different ways. Candied, fried, whatever it was. You started to hear, you started to hear about chicken fried bacon and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So everybody's cholesterol went up in 2008. I've had this once. It's pretty good. I don't think I've heard of it since I started doing this research. But brown butter pasta. I gotta believe that's probably a side effect of maybe the recession,
Maybe.
the economic conditions, but it's actually pretty tasty. But I've never tried to make it, but it's pretty good. So creme brulee was number 3. Cupcakes number 4. You think, but that's whenever all the cupcake restaurants started popping up all over the
That's
place.
true. Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
and they've all come and gone, come back again. So fruit smoothies began to sort of really take off in 2008, and can be found at your local Bahama Bucks.
Right. There you go.
Feel free to advertise with us.
Thank you very much.
Let me tell you, that's funny that people had the cupcake and then they felt guilty and got a smoothie. Like, oh, next week we're going to get healthy. Anyway,
Yeah.
I did that last
Totally.
week. That's why I'm saying that.
At the number 6 spot was giant hunks of meat, which was influenced by the Atkins diet. So everybody thought, hey, look, I can eat with Atkins diet. I can eat all the meat I want, and I'm going
Bacon.
to live forever.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love it.
So take that big chunk of meat and then wrap some bacon around it, and
Uh-huh.
hey, you're on to something special there.
You'll lose weight. You'll lose weight.
I love it. Yeah.
This next one I've had several times, and to me, it's slightly tastier than poison. Is goat cheese.
Oh,
And
yeah. No thanks.
and to me, it's like that sticks with you for a while. So, and then the other big thing that popped up in 2008, and I can't think of exactly when's the first time I ever had this, but it's sliders or mini burgers.
Yeah.
I don't remember having those when we were younger, but
I don't either.
So that wasn't like invented in 2008. It was just popular in 2008, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
It
what
probably
was
was like back in the 50s or 60s, and somebody
Yeah.
said, hey, we're poor, so let's have some burgers, but some small burgers.
Yeah.
And
it just slides right down your throat,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Hey,
Where'd it
you're
go?
onto something. It's slid right out of you,
That's
eh?
right. Just butter the bun. It'll slide right in.
Hey. I don't know why everybody that invents food is Italian? I don't know.
I guess
Yeah,
so.
yeah, or from Jersey. They're like
Jersey.
Yeah, I mean, you think about the
confrontational.
amazing delicacies in New York and New Jersey. I think it fits.
I think
And by the way, thank you to our New York listeners. We have a great following. Please don't.
we
Yeah,
do have a good
absolutely.
following in New Jersey and New
Yeah,
York.
absolutely.
Yep. Leave
Yeah.
us a review,
We
please.
picked up Connecticut today, right?
We did.
Hello,
And
Connecticut.
then
And a place in Germany too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I like to think they're having a big German stein full of beer while they're listening to us.
I think I'm going to do that next time we record.
And a
Yeah.
slider.
We should be.
And a slider.
Yeah. There
Make
you
me
go.
hungry, man.
It's like a bratwurst slider.
That sounds good.
Bratwurst slider. Go ahead.
So some impactful people in our world passed in the year of 2008. So you go from happy subject food. We'll talk about dead people next, but
You probably had too much bacon.
yeah. The thing is, if you eat a lot of bacon in 2008, you're not going to see 2009. But so in September, actor, director, and race car driver Paul Newman passed away.
Yeah,
and
I
I think we've all had Newman's own branded foods, popcorn, salad dressings, whatever in our life, and so he seemed like he had his hands in a lot of different segments of life. So I love this next person. His name is Irv Robbins, and he is the co-founder of Baskin Robbins ice cream, and he passed away. And he opened his first parlor in 1946, so he had a nice, happy life there.
Yeah, that's a good life.
Yeah.
The key to life is ice cream. That's good to know.
Yes,
right?
yes.
31 flavors.
That's right.
Wilbur Hardy passed away. Wilbur, I love that name. Wilbur Hardy passed away. He launched the Hardee's fast food restaurant chain in 1960. He passed away.
Hardee.
Yeah, Hardy.
I was thinking like Hardy Boys from
Hardy Boys.
Yeah. Japanese-born American entrepreneur Rocky Aoki died. He founded Benihana Japanese Steakhouse. And
Steve was hungry when he came up with his notes.
Yeah. I mean, I found this awesome website. Cannot remember the name of it. I'll have to give him a plug.
Was he at a Benihana, like one of the knives got out of control? The little onion volcano thing like blew up, or was a mishap?
The errant onion ring, and it just went south.
My apologies to the Benihana family if they're listening, but our condolences.
Yeah. It's ironic. This next person, considering all the bacon and everything, Sidney Craig passed away. He was the co-founder of the Jenny Craig diet program.
Bacon killed a lot of good people.
Yeah. When we really need Jenny Craig, how we can't only rely on half the family now.
Yeah. It's all you, Jenny.
Jeez.
And then either further bad news about restaurants. Al Copeland, the guy that started Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen, I love him, passed away. And then Herb Peterson, the creator of McDonald's Egg McMuffin. I don't know why all these people were restaurant owners. But the more I started identifying names, I was like, I'm going to go with this. We're going to talk about food, and we're talking about people that cooked a lot of food.
I mean, you are all in. Go for it.
What?
So he created the McDonald's Egg McMuffin.
Awesome.
Okay. So created that sandwich in 1972. So
Steve, were you on like foodhistory.com or something? What the heck?
Let's see.
You know what's ironic is not a single thing that he's mentioned could go in that seed vault.
That's true. Yeah. But it'll probably last longer, which is crazy than the seeds. It was called. I looked at that. I forgot the name of it. Hobbylark.com.
Nice. Thank you, Hobby Lark, for your information and making me hungry.
Do we care about the Nobel Prize winners, or just want to skip that?
Whatever. They got their medal. Shove it up.
Is anybody? Yeah.
It's good because I can't pronounce these names anyway.
Okay,
so
fair enough.
There's maybe comedy value in me trying to pronounce them, but thanks for agreeing on skipping that one. So the coolest Christmas gifts of 2008. I thought this was pretty neat and something definitely up y'all's alley. So the first one was the Air Hogs Havoc Heli Laser Battle.
Oh man, yes.
I wonder if y'all gave that to y'all's kids at all.
I remember the Air Hogs. My son was 4 in 2008, so I remember that. It's great having a little boy, because you're basically buying presents for yourself.
It's
He's
totally
gonna,
right.
He's gonna play for a little while, and then you're like, yeah, I think, son, you just need to go play out in the yard, and then I'm gonna play by your toys.
Eventually, they have to go to sleep.
Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna go upstairs, play the toys.
Number 2 was Call of Duty World at War.
Oh
game.
yes.
Wow. Okay.
Number 3 was Grand Theft Auto 4.
A great game.
I'm not sure what this. I mean, I guess it was like a puzzle type thing. It was called Coda Triceratops. So I guess it was like a dinosaur puzzle.
Maybe. Interesting. I don't know that one.
Number 5 was Lego City. Number 6 was Lego Mindstorms NXT. Then next was some game called Littlest Pet Shop. Haven't heard of that one.
My daughter had that game.
Y'all probably had this one, Mario Kart Wii.
Oh yes.
Oh my gosh, yes, yeah.
Monopoly Here and Now edition was number 9, and then I sort of remember this next one is called the Ripstick Caster Board. So was it like a scooter type thing, maybe?
Yeah, is that the Ripsticks were the single, like the skateboards with a single like rollerblade wheel, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Ripstick.
And then just to wrap up with the largest companies of 2008. So America's largest companies in 2008, and want you to identify who's not on this list, but you would probably expect to be on this list now, if not at the number 1 spot. So number 1 largest company was Walmart.
Okay.
Followed by ExxonMobil, followed by Chevron, General Motors, ConocoPhillips, General Electric, Ford Motor, Citigroup, Bank of America, and AT&T. So what's the big one out there that's not on this list that you would expect to be there now?
Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon. Yeah.
Just
so Amazon was, teeter-tottering out of that book situation about that time.
Yeah.
And so starting to say, hey, we're going to sell you everything you ever want now and bring it to you, and you'll never have to go to a shopping mall ever again.
Yeah.
So anyway, so just the random facts I pulled out of 2008. Nothing crazy. I think we all sort of look back at 2008 as not a amazing year, but sort of glad it was. We all survived, employed, and all that good stuff. So.
Absolutely.
Did we mention in the TV? I can't remember this or not, but did we mention that Breaking Bad started in 2008, January? Okay, yeah. Then you can cut that whole comment out. Then.
Yeah, no, because it was interesting because that was when the writer's strike was happening, and so they changed the ending of Breaking Bad because they were going to kill off one of the main characters, if you recall. Yeah, and so pretty fascinating how things play out the way they do.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, interesting.
God, I love that show.
I do too.
I got to watch it.
Keith, what do you think about it?
I think it's something I need to look forward to seeing soon.
I'm going to keep Breaking Bad on you until you watch it, man.
Appreciate that. Yeah, no, I definitely want to watch that. I've heard so many good things about it.
It's really good. It's really good.
Awesome. That's
all
awesome.
Right. So we didn't talk about this, but do we need to crank up the Wayback Time Machine for the next year? Or
I think we may as well. Let's just go for it.
You want to do it?
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Steve, do you have the magic hat?
Let me get the
with more than 3
generator.
That's right, because we now need to get the time machine fired up. So I'm going to plug her back in. Steve, you're over there getting the randomizer going. So between the two of us,
cartridge, I got to blow the cartridge so it gets clean.
Absolutely.
Yep. Here we go. Here.
Let's go way back to 1978.
1978.
Nice.
Awesome.
Man. Very cool.
I'm excited about that. I've been hoping we've been delving into the 70s because it's like I was just that year I'll be just old enough to remember things pretty well, but there's probably going to be so many things I had no clue about.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited about that one. That's going to be really cool.
This will be fun.
Yeah. So for our listeners, what we're doing is this is essentially, we're going to have kind of a recap episode of our first season. So we appreciate you being with us through 1984. 1995 and 2008. And we've also been able to feature each one of us having just kind of a little interview to talk about some of the things that make us passionate about doing this podcast. Mine will be queued up after this episode, actually. And with that, in a recap episode, that will end our season 1. So we are going to delve into 1978 in season 2, along with some other things. We're going to have some folks that we're bringing in to interview, and we're going to have a couple of clips of that coming up in the recap episode, because it'll be a recap / preview episode of season 2. And so we're looking forward to having some changes, and there's some other surprises that we will save for the time where we pass it along to you. But we're very excited to do this and have these options with you. And
we're gonna have some new segments in season 2 as well. I'll kind of drop this in there. We've discussed this, but we're going to be reading some user messages that we get. So I'm sorry, not user, listener messages that we get. So we've received a couple of text messages from some of the listeners. We received a couple of emails from some of the listeners, and just in passing comments, people that we know that listen, and they've made some comments and stuff. So we're just going to be sharing some of those with you. And so if you have any comments or feedback, or anything that you'd like to add to the conversation, feel free to email those to us, and we'll post the email address in the comments of this episode. And we'd love to hear from you. And we'll pick out the best ones and read them, and we'll read as many as we possibly can for that segment. But it's just a way for us to kind of do some more interactive. It's an interactive segment, really, that we're adding to the next season. So I'm excited about that.
Absolutely. And also, one of the things that we decided at the beginning of this podcast was we were going to find a follower that's following us on one of our social media page and give them some swag. And we thought about doing it on Twitter, right? But honestly, we have had a heck of a following and a lot of good banter with our listeners on Facebook. So I would highly encourage you, if please follow us on all the platforms, but Facebook has been a lot of fun. And so what we will be doing in our next episode, our preview and recap episode of season 1, is we're going to be announcing the winner of our swag based on our Facebook listeners. So there is still time. If you are wanting to follow us on Facebook, please do. But we will be randomly drawing somebody to give out some swag from the Wayback Chronicles podcast. And so we really appreciate all of you and your appreciation of nostalgia with us, and just the fun conversations that we've had. It's been a lot of fun reminiscing with everybody on that podcast platform at Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, if you want to find us on Facebook, just hop up there in that search function and just type in Wayback Chronicles, and you'll see our logo, and we'll be glad to have you. And super easy to find, and fun group in there for sure.
Absolutely is. It's a lot of fun. So
yeah. So Noel just reminded us of a really cool thing. So Keith created a playlist inspired by our listeners, and songs that I guess. What was the theme was one of your favorite songs from the 80s? Was that correct? Yeah.
It was just basically 80s or 90s, or
it's like a road trip playlist.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. So if you hop on Facebook, and I'll pin that to the top so it's easier to find, but if you haven't listened to that playlist, it is, first of all, it's nostalgia as best as it can get, in my opinion.
Agreed.
And then it takes you back. Plus, it's just, I mean, whenever I'm stuck out in the middle of nowhere, West Texas driving, and that playlist is, got me through some desolate hours on the road, and so it's
on Spotify, and it's been fun to just have people. I like to listen to a song. I'm like, hey, whoever put this song in there, I really thank you, because I'd forgotten about that. But
absolutely,
it's been pretty cool enjoying that listener input.
And more unique things like that to come.
Yeah,
yep,
maybe we'll do a summer vacation playlist or something.
Oh, absolutely. That's a great idea.
Yep. All right. Cool. We've been talking for a while, guys. It's time to break this up, I guess.
I guess so.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this 2008 mashup episode. It's been a lot of fun recording it. We always enjoy. I've always found I've learned something new about about the years that we're looking at, and I hope you guys did too. Hope all the listeners did as well. So it's been a lot of fun, guys, and appreciate it. Thank you all to the listeners for tuning in. Thank you for your comments and feedback. Just look forward to the next episode. And you guys take care.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Wayback Chronicles. All shows are written and produced by Noel, Keith, and Steve. Massive thanks to those who made these memories possible for us through the years. All songs, sounds, and effects have been attributed in the comments section and through links listed on waybackchronicles.podbean.com. We look forward to taking you way back again in the very near future.